Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday morning. I hope everybody is having a fabulous week so far. We have some stuff to cover, some royal, some not, but still important nonetheless, I think. So let's just jump in and cover all this together, shall we? Let's go. We're going to start off with these pictures that were put up by the Royal Rogue on Twitter. He's responsible for all of them. Somebody has some talent. I couldn't have done all these, but yeah, I love it. I really do. And of course, this one, which was done by Kathy 2024. Now, for those of you who haven't figured it out yet, this is happening because Prince Harry made a fool of himself trying to Photoshop images. People know he's bald. You're bald. So photoshopping hair or using the fake spray stuff or wearing a hairpiece, whatever it is that you're doing, just makes you look desperate. Especially after the jabs you took at your own brother for his hair loss. You, dude, are going bald at a rate quicker than your brother. That's why the hair transplants. That's why all of this stuff, because you just cannot accept that your family has male pattern baldness. Embrace it. You look like a fool trying to change all of this. Ugh. All right, moving on. Really quickly, I just want to touch on Tessa Dunlap. This was her actually assaulting another person who was on a show with her who was saying something she didn't like. She literally put her hand over the man's mouth. By the way, people said, oh, you shouldn't call her a pedo. You know what? She met her husband when she was 12. She groomed him. She's a pedo. Moving on. We're moving on now to Catherine and William, who have made the cover of the summer issue of Mountain Rescue magazine. It's the only official magazine for mountain rescue in England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland. Now, in case you guys are wondering where these photos came from, they were there in April with the Central Beacons Mountain Rescue Team. They were having their 60th anniversary. We did a whole video on it. This team keeps walkers on the nearby mountain ranges safe, and they went through some stuff with them and showed that they could do it, and they even went rappelling down the side of a mountain. Love it. Now, the day that they went there, for most of you who don't remember, it had been raining the whole day, and even though the rain stopped, there were wet conditions while they were rappelling, and William was like, nope, we're good. Let's just keep going. Love that. Now, when it was over, remember, they went and got pizza from the Little Dragon pizza van, 22 pizza pies, and they took them in and they were able to sit and eat with everybody. Love it. All right, moving on. All right, here we go. We have the very last coin that was made for Queen Elizabeth, and I believe it's the first coin made that has the portrait of King Charles on it. They were auctioned on Monday. It was a collection of gold and silver bullion coins that have Britannia and sovereign designs, and this was done to honor the transition from the Queen to the King in the coins. I think that's wonderful. Good for them. All right. Moving on. Next up, the royal family, or I should say King Charles and Queen Camilla, sent messages to the Governor General and the people of Canada because of the emergency declared due to all of the wildfires. They sent their messages in French and in English. Fabulous. Very nice of them. Moving on. Moving on, Serena Williams had her second baby, another little girl. I just think that's lovely. And she put up a little thing on TikTok to let everybody know that the baby was born. Her daughter Olympia was there as well. I believe the new baby's name is Adira. I believe that's what it means. Serena's baby's girl's name means noble, majestic, mighty, and powerful. Everybody looks happy and healthy. Now, interestingly enough, Victoria Beckham and a bunch of other people have put out very public, welcome to the world things. A lot of social media comments were made. Now, nothing from Meghan Markle, at least nothing public As much as Megan wants people to say things to her, she apparently doesn't feel the need to go back. Maybe she's upset because she wasn't invited to the baby showers, but I mean, that should be obvious why she wasn't. The state of their friendship is up as Serena Williams was seen with the Beckhams, I believe it was. She's been out and about. But of course, Harry and Meghan have not been included into that friendship circle anymore. They're just out. So, but congratulations. Listen, I've said it before. I think Serena is very brave. I don't know if I had had a child and I had developed blood clots in the lungs, PEs, which could kill you. I don't know that I would have had a second child. I probably would have hired a surrogate if you have that kind of money. But, good for her. She's brave. Let me tell you, that is a brave woman to do it again. All right, moving on. All right, moving on. Now, the whole discussion of will there be a meeting? Won't there be a meeting? What's going on? Apparently, it's being said that there's absolutely no chance of a meeting. William has a big influence on Charles, and William is saying, maybe down the road, one day we can all get together. But Harry's like a little out of his mind right now. He's attacking, he's assaulting. We need to be focused on the monarchy, and I don't want to meet him. So there will not be a meeting of any kind. There you go. Next up, this is just one of those puff pieces that gets me all the time. Prince Andrew getting new lease on life because he's going to be at Balmoral. That's not why he's getting out to Balmoral, and he's not getting a new lease. He's being pushed to the side. He's not coming back to life. He's just going out there because he can relax with his family members, which I don't have an issue with. It's just like this puff piece. Meghan is aiming to ascend as queen of showbiz royalty. Yeah, good luck with that. All right, here we go. Let's talk now about Invictus. According to Molly's mama on Twitter, Bob Iger, the guy who gave in to Harry going, she's really interested in voiceover work. Could you give her a job? And then it went bad and he said she needs Disney more than Disney needs her. Well, it's being reported that he has pulled their sponsorship of Invictus Games. Now, I was having a hard time determining if this was true or not, so I just went straight to Invictus. At the bottom of the page, you can clearly see the people that they have partnered with. You have everything from Boeing to Clifford Chance, whatever that is, to Microsoft. But I couldn't help but notice what's not there. And what's not there anymore is Disney. I find that very, very telling, don't you guys? The other thing I noticed is on the website, they have listed all the people that are involved with Invictus, what they do, what their titles are, like it's all there, okay? Now, the one person who's not listed on there, which I was like, what? Is Harry. Nope, Harry's not listed anywhere. So I don't really know if he's just a spokesperson, if he even has a role other than, if this makes sense, other than quote unquote the face of Invictus. Does that make sense? He doesn't have a role other than that I can determine, because he is not listed anywhere on the website that I was able to find. So I'm poking around on the Invictus site. I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. There are financial records also listed there as well that you can see where money is going. I think that's an important thing to look at as well, okay, for you guys. But it was 44 pages long, so I'm not putting it on here. But I'll tell you what I did find. I'm not even sure if I believe this, but this is what it says. The documentation series Heart of Invictus is part of a partnership between Netflix, Archewell, and the Invictus Games Foundation, and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Archewell Productions are redirecting all monies, basically any money they would have made through Archewell, they're giving to Invictus. What they're not telling you is that the money Harry's making from Netflix is going into his pocket. Boom. Don't tell me they're not making money off of this. I love the play on words, though. Nice try. Moving on, you guys. Okay, this is the face of evil. This is that woman, Lucy Letby, I think is how you say her name. She is the one who killed like 9 babies. And so who do you think is going to try to take advantage of that? Dr. Shouty Shola. Dr. Shola is actually claiming that this woman was able to kill babies because she was white. If she'd been brown or black, she would have been stopped. Yes, they're turning this into racism. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and when she realized how much she upset people, because this has nothing to do with color. She was a white nurse who killed mostly white babies. Like, are you kidding? She puts up this tweet. I'm regretful to those I've offended, except my regret at your lack of critical thinking skills and your poor comprehension, blah, blah, blah. So with that, I have a couple of things. Number one, why does she look like she has a mop on her head? That's the first thing. She literally looks like she has a yellow mop on the top of her head. Second of all, why in the world are these outlets still giving her a chance to spew nothing but hatred online? And why is she still in the UK if she thinks the UK is so bad? Why doesn't she leave? Why doesn't she go anywhere? So I had to agree with this person on Twitter. There are laws in the country about stirring racial hatred, which she obviously is doing. So I guess I'm wondering, why hasn't she been arrested? I mean, my goodness. Now with that, Nana Akua, who was on vacation, came off a vacation because she had something that she wanted to say to Dan Wooten on TV. Here we go.
I find it really deplorable and disgusting, actually, that the likes of Dr. Shola, who will use this, and I call her a doctor of shouting, will use this as an opportunity to promote her own brand. It is absolutely ridiculous. And so I had to reply to this, even though I'm on holiday in my house, but I'm on a holiday.
Thank you for being here tonight, Dan.
So I pointed this out to Shola, that perhaps if Lucy Letby had been black, perhaps people would have been scared to report her because she would have been, they would have been called racist, and that might have actually meant things would go on for longer. But let's be honest here. This is all about promoting her brand. She doesn't know anything about the case because from what she said, it's clear that she hasn't understood. What happened there, the reason Lucy Letby got away with this was because she knew what to do. She knew how to hide things. She knew she could inject insulin. She knew she could inject air. She knew she could overfeed without being detected. It was circumstantial evidence that eventually convicted her. And it is abhorrent that Dr. Shola should dare to even use the race card. And I will read what she actually, in one of her second tweets, when she doubled down on this, she made a comment from one of the doctors there, Dr. Ravid Jayaram, where he had actually said that, and when problems were pointed out, the hospital wanted to protect its own reputation. So the reason it took so long, she's even attached his comment to one of her tweets, was because the hospital wanted to protect their reputation. And let me just clear things up for Glamour magazine as well. The image of a serial killer. Okay, there are 4 women in British prisons right now serving whole of life orders for killing. They are all white. So I don't really know what these people are talking about, but I find it deplorable. It's the lowest common denominator that they would use the race card to try and use this as a reason why that wicked woman murdered those babies and why she was not brought to justice so quickly. It's disgraceful.
Spot on comments, my friend. And by the way, before we move on, I just want to point out that California, right where Harry and Meghan live, just had flooding, just had an earthquake, and neither one of them have said a word or gone out to help their neighbors. Yep. Moving on. All right, we're finishing up with these pictures, you guys, because believe it or not, I went out to the doctor's office and I came back and all 3 animals were together. I was stunned. Like, what? Yes, all lying together on the bed. You would have thought they were the best of friends. I can't tell you the last time I saw this, but I wanted to share it with you. There you go. All right, you guys, you know what to do. Leave those comments, make them good. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell. If you've already hit the button, double check, make sure it's still subscribed, okay? Don't forget to go into the description box. You'll find the links to my Twitter, my Getter, my Rumble, my email, and a physical address. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund or through the thanks button, thank you so much. And as always, have a great day.